Hello and welcome to the first ever virtual welcome event for Wakefield College. Thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, it's a first ever virtual event because, well, we haven't had to do a virtual event before. Obviously, normally under these circumstances, you would be coming in to say hello. We'd see you down on campus. We'd be introducing ourselves and having a good old chinwag ahead of September. This year, things, of course, are a little bit different. So hopefully, if you're joining us today, by the end of this, you'll get a real flavour for what is in store for you come September. Now, it might be that you're already ready to go for September. It might be you're still making your decision. It's not too late to apply. And of course, all those details are on the website. I should introduce myself, really. My name is Rich Williams. I'm a radio presenter on Virgin Radio and also been working with Wakefield College over the last year, hosting their brilliant podcast. I've got to say, it's brilliant, of course. I'm involved. It's great, and it gives you a real flavour of everything going on at the college, from revision tips to college life, all sorts of things, and well worth checking out. So it's a real privilege to be asked to be here today as well, and we have got lots going on for you. But let me remind you, it's not too late to apply to come to Wakefield College for this September. The place to go is wakefield.ac.uk. That's the website with all the details and anything you need to know. Now, it might be that you've got lots of questions that you want answering before September. You can, of course, add them to the comment section here, and we've got a team busily working away in the background, answering all the questions that you want to know. And you can get in touch with the guys at Wakefield College at any time. Pick up the phone, let us know what it is you need to know ahead of September, and we'll help you out. Again, the details will be on the screen, but let me give you that number anyway. 01924 789 111 is the number. Or if you want to email through about any course that you want information on, it is courseinfo@wakefield.ac.uk, where, of course, on the website you'll find lots more about the courses, about study info, virtual tours, which we'll be looking into a little bit later on today as well. So lots to get through, and hopefully lots to get excited about ahead of September. We will have, coming up for you, a welcome very shortly from the principal, who is the lovely Sam Wright. Also, Michelle will be talking about high quality teaching. We've got Adele to let you know about real life working environments and the fantastic facilities. If you haven't seen them yet, wait until you do. You'll be blown away. They're absolutely brilliant. Henry's here to talk about international trips and the amazing opportunities that are up for grabs for you come September. We've got Stephen from the Athlete Development Programme and the Enrichment Programmes as well. Kieron to talk about working with employers. This is a really big thing that might very well interest you in your bridging between going to college and then getting into employment as well. So that's going to be really interesting. Also, Sophie from the Maths and English department. We have Stuart from residential, so he can tell you a bit about Duke of Edinburgh Awards if that's something that you want to do. Also, Sally, who knows all about the support available for you. It's a strange time at the moment, isn't it? The end of last academic year didn't finish how it normally would have, and things are going to be slightly different coming into September, but there's lots of support in place. That's the good news, and Sally is there to tell you all about it. And we have Richard, who is head of A-levels, to tell you everything you need to know about that. So there's lots going on, and I hope you really enjoy your time with us here today on this first ever virtual welcome event. Remember, keep your comments and your questions coming in. We'll do our very best to answer anything that you need to know. But before we do anything, let's get a welcome from the principal herself. She can't be with us today, but she's left you this message. So let's hear from Sam Wright.
Hi, I'm Sam Wright, Principal at Wakefield College, and I'm delighted to welcome you to today's welcome event. I'm so sorry that we're not able to welcome you here on site, but hopefully over the next hour, you'll really get a flavour of what we've got to offer when you come to study with us in September. In addition to finding out more about the course that you've chosen to study, you'll also get more information about our enrichment, sporting activities and extracurricular events that are on offer during the course of the year. Also, it's really important that we give you some more information about the support that's available, both on an individual basis and within your group as well. I know many of you have had many questions about what it's going to be like to study with us this September, and I wanted to give you some assurance that we're doing everything we can to get our students back in and on timetable as far as possible. It's expected that every student will be attending college, certainly for the majority of their timetable lessons, although there may still be some sessions that are delivered remotely. I guess now it's a case of waiting until you get your GCSE results from school. I really do hope they are as expected, but if not, don't worry. Get in touch with us and we'll see what we can do to support you on the right course for you. Once you've attended today's event, a member of our team will be in touch with you with details on what you need to do to secure your place as part of our enrolment process. We will be asking students to come in from the middle to the end of August by appointment only to complete your enrolment, and then you'll get details of your timetable and anything else that you might need for when you start your course at college. In the meantime, that just leaves me to say, have a nice summer break. Good luck with your exam results. I'm delighted that you're looking at joining us in September. It really is a fantastic college, and I'm sure you will really enjoy your studies with us. Thank you.
So there you go, lovely Sam. Just to give you a bit of an introduction and just to say hello, really. She's sorry she couldn't be with us today, but she did want to say hello and show her face and just so you know who she is. And like she said, lots of exciting stuff coming up, a brilliant campus and a brilliant place as well. So let's get on with meeting some of the people who are going to be helping you between now and September. And then, of course, once you get into it in September as well, we can firstly to talk to us about high quality teaching at Wakefield College. It's the curriculum development manager from the arts, Michelle Much. She's here today. So here we go. There we go, Michelle.
Hi, Rich.
Hello. You were first up and it all worked and it came on the screen and everything.
Brilliant, just what we want.
Brilliant. Exactly. Talk to us a little bit then about the high quality teaching that you've got, because you've got people working in industry who are also teaching at the same time, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really, really lucky at Wakefield College to have the calibre of staff that we have. Staff haven't just learned the subject by sitting in the classroom and sort of learning it via college or university. These are professionals who come from industry, and a lot of them still do work within industry as well as teaching as well. So they really are, professional people delivering professional training, which gives any student who's serious about being in the industry, whether it's performing arts, it's music, it's media, it's art, the best possible chance of securing a job themselves within the industry.
You mentioned there about people working in the industries. I mean, industries at the moment, as everyone knows, with COVID-19 changing, the ones you just mentioned there, performance arts, media, these are industries that are changing all the time. So to have people who are working through that is only going to help in terms of giving people the best opportunity when it comes to a couple of years' time to then move into industry.
Absolutely, and that's the great thing about our staff, because they're working within that industry. Every time something changes or develops, they're on hand to bring that information back to our students. And having worked at lots of different places before, I can honestly say that Wakefield College is the one place where I've really seen that happen, that the information and skills that are being taught to our students are relevant, they're current, they're up to date, because staff are working, within that area. So, we have staff who are professional performers within the West End, professional artists, worked in TV and film. And as I said, they currently do so as well. So as the industry develops and changes, our staff are able to inform our students and make sure that our students have that current up-to-date knowledge.
And for anyone watching right now who's still making their decision about what to do with September, I mean, the benefit of learning with people in industry is kind of limitless, really, in a way. It's such a benefit to people who are learning.
Yeah, it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. And the opportunities available to our students really are second to none. The contacts that our staff have from industry, we utilise that an awful lot as well. So not only are you getting taught by these industry professionals, on a daily basis, we have other industry professionals come in as well to work with our students. So whether or not that's running a workshop or delivering a masterclass or whatever it is, everybody who they're kind of coming into contact with really is kind of the top of the game. So if you want to kind of succeed within the industry, studying with our courses with the staff that we have will put you in the best position possible.
Fantastic. How much are you looking forward to getting back in and doing
everything? Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. We can't wait to get started. It's exciting. Staff love it as much as our students love it. And, we're kind of one big family, really, and we're all desperate to get back.
Thank you for just giving us a little bit of a brief overview there, but certainly the benefits and with the high quality teaching that is available, it's really second to none. So Michelle, we'll leave you in peace to get back to your Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us and sparing a few minutes for us as well. Great stuff. So there you go. There's Michelle. We can also take a look and speak about the amazing facilities. I'll tell you what, as someone who started going down about a year ago to work on the podcast and to work with the team down there, it's such a great place. The campus is absolutely brilliant. And you can sort of get a taste of what the college looks like by doing a virtual tour on our website, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But before we do that, let me introduce someone to you who knows all about it, because it's the head of hospitality and catering, hair and beauty, and animal care and horticulture. I hope I've got that all right. Adele Wright. Adele, did I get all those right? I wanted to make sure that I got them.
You did. Really.
I got them up. I was so nervous about missing one off. Your business card must be like giant to get all that on.
Huge.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the facilities, and we can take a look in a moment. But before we do that, they're great, aren't they? I mean, especially in the areas that you're working in. Just talk us through a little bit about the actual environment, because that's the thing we can't do today, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I mean, for example, our hair and beauty section, we've got state-of-the-art hair salons, we've got commercial salons where members of the public can come and have hair and beauty treatments. And then in the hospitality and catering, we've got our Gaskell's restaurant, which is open for lunches and evenings, where we do up to 50 covers at a time. And our students are learning front of house and the kitchen skills as well. But then they're also delivering the apprenticeship awards catering facilities as well, and they're working with professional celebrity chefs. So for example, when we have the Rhubarb Festival every year in Wakefield, our students work with them. So this year they were helping Jean-Christophe Novelli with his demonstrations. I mean, what a fantastic opportunity that is. It looks great on your CV. And then also at Thorns Park, which is obviously is not on site, but we're also working with the council there, and we've got effectively our own nursery there for our horticulture students. So it's absolutely amazing, all the facilities that we have, and the facilities in hospitality and catering, of course, they're brand new. It's only been open since about October, November last year. So it's really shiny, and it's quite exciting. Certainly if I was a 16-year-old again, I'd want to come there.
Okay, Adele, this is going to be your opportunity to audition for one of those TV programs where people take you around their houses. So we can actually bring up the virtual tour. This is all available on the website, wakefield.ac.uk, and you can go into detail having a look at this. But let's just pick out a couple of those areas that you mentioned, because if we look at the Wakefield City campus and we load this up here, this is the restaurant environment you were talking about. We can make this, I think, full screen for you as well, so you can take a really good look. So I'm going to hand it over to you. This is your neck of the woods, Adele. So talk us through what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so this is our lovely restaurant, Gaskell's, and what you can see in the very far distance is the bar, because it's a fully licensed restaurant, and this is our waiting area where our clients, they come in and just have a little sort of sit down and natter with their friends before they go to their meal. And we've got the TV screens there as well, so we can have nice displays going on, information, or whether it be like at Christmas when it's all decorated and everything looks lovely. And then, of course, we've got our seating area. We also have, we don't just have it like for, couples or small groups. We can have private events as well and functions that take place in there. So that's
looks fantastic. We can get the kitchen up as well, because this is, when I first saw this blew me away. It's absolutely incredible.
It is. It's stunning. And we've actually got two kitchens. This is actually the restaurant kitchen, which facilitates Gaskell's, but then we've also got another training kitchen as well, and they're both absolutely superb quality. So it's real industry standard. So our students are getting the best experiences that you could possibly imagine.
If we close that one down for a minute, we can move down to the Castleford campus, because you were talking about hair and beauty as well. And I think we can bring that up for you just now, because this training salon, again, you look at it and you think, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, they're amazing. We've got training salons specifically for hair, and then we've got separate salons for beauty therapy as well. And then we've got commercial salons where members of the public come in and they're clients for our students to actually practice and develop their skills and techniques on. And we use the latest products and the latest industry standard techniques. So, again, it is absolutely a fabulous experience for our students.
That's probably the only picture of a hairdressing salon at the moment that isn't full with as many people as is safely to do so at the moment, with everyone being waiting to get in there. That's brilliant. So there are loads more. If you go onto that virtual tour, all those little green dots, if you click on them, will take you into learning areas and entrance areas. Give you a really good example, because that's obviously the bit that we can't do today, which is a bit of a shame. But it's great. I mean, it's an incredible environment to be working in, and that only holds you in good stead for the future, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And as Michelle was saying, we've got really professional staff that have many of them are still working in the industry, and so they just bring that extra bit that needs to really bring it to life for our students.
Great, thank you. That was a perfect audition, by the way. You'll be hearing from a BBC producer at some point, I'm sure, to take you up on that offer. Adele, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And like I say, wakefield.ac.uk is the place to go. There are those virtual tours you can go and take a look at and just really get a flavour, really get into, and you see all the photos, they're panoramic, you can do 360 and really get a flavour for the area you're going to be working and the things you're going to be doing. So facilities, we know, are absolutely fantastic, but there are also some great opportunities for students as well. So from the Business and Travel Department, to tell us more, here's the Curriculum Development Manager for Business and Travel, who is Henry Manwaring, who should be with us. Henry, there we go.
Rich, how are you?
Hello,
you right?
Henry and Plant. Yes, really good, thanks. How are you, mate? Okay.
Good, very good, thank you.
Good. So I guess the question first and foremost is, tell us a bit about these international trips, the kind of thing you do, because they're amazing.
So the trips that the college at the moment do are, we go to Paris, we go to Amsterdam, we go to London, we go to Italy skiing for 2 weeks, we go to Malta, we go to Sweden, and then last year one of the big trips was going to New York, which I luckily took 20 students to the Big Apple, which was very successful, and I'm sure they would all say that they had a time of their life, really. All of the trips are there to really give you an overall experience of traveling, but also to give you something on your CV to potentially talk to industry people with when you're in an interview. When you're actually in an interview, you can actually call upon your examples of where you've been, what you've experienced. It might just be things like budgeting, it might be things like planning a particular part of a trip. But it's a really good opportunity. But I think the biggest thing for me to tell any student is that it allows you to make some really good friends. Friends are a big thing in college, and being able to travel abroad with them or travel domestically, so somewhere local to the college, is really, really good for any student, and you can build some really good relationships. I've still got friends that I went on school trips, college trips, university trips, all across the world, and I still stay in touch with them today. So you can really make some really good friendship groups.
I think there's probably people already writing itineraries watching this thinking, right, that's it, we're good to go. And a few other people thinking now, how do I end up getting that job when I'm older? Because that just looks like
it's a good job.
I mean, you've got that absolutely sorted there. You get to go on these trips as well. It is an amazing thing to be able to do, to be able to offer these things and just give that broader, wider experience. And that is, you've obviously got your department that you work with, but this is open to students that are studying other stuff. Don't worry if you're not in this department thinking, oh, I picked the wrong thing. You can get involved still, can't you?
Yeah, all the different departments have different trips. Some of them might be day trips, some of them might be a weekend trip, it might be a week trip, but you can be involved as much or as little as you like. You have to put yourself forward for these things. So in the first couple of weeks when you join Wakefield College, they'll be telling you about the trips and the opportunities that you can have. And so you've got to push the other people out of the road and kind of get in there and get yourself kind of a place on one of these trips. A lot of them are, you can pay monthly for or weekly, depending on how much they are. And a lot of you will probably be having part-time jobs over the year. So, some people like to pay it off now and then look forward to something at the end of the year. The New York trip, for instance, normally happens in May, June. So it's a really nice kind of a carrot to look forward to at the end of the year, as in kind of, you can really set a really good goal for your assignments and for your general working, and know that at the end there'll be a big reward that you can go somewhere. But as I say, all of the different departments take you different places, but there's nothing to stop you if you're interested in going on someone else's trip. You can just speak to the lecturer or speak to the head of department, and you never know, you might be able to negotiate something and get to know other people as well in different departments, which is really key.
Fantastic. We will next see you on a selfie at the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, definitely.
Great to speak to you. Thanks for letting everyone know about that. You know, it's a really exciting part of the college that I'm sure if you're watching right now, you're thinking, oh, that sounds amazing. I want to get involved in that. And Henry is the person who leads all of that and can help you with it. So we will leave you to it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Rich. Take care.
Take care. Awesome. So there you go. There is a dedicated landing page, by the way, for this event, wakefield.ac.uk/virtual-welcome-event, although it's running underneath as well. If you miss anything, you've come in late, you can rejoin. And remember, keep your questions, keep your comments coming in, because we'll do everything we possibly can to answer any queries that you might have, although you're probably now frantically writing, can I go on the New York trip, in the comments, which would be totally understandable. Let's find out a little bit more about the Athlete Development Programme. This is something else that's brilliant here at Wakefield College. And we have our lecturer in sport, who is Steve Harrison. Steve, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm very good, mate. How are you? Okay.
Very good, thank you.
We all like having a nosy in someone's kitchen. So I've
been tidying all morning.
Yeah, it's nearly as shiny as the one in college, but not quite. If I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, talk to us a little bit about the Athlete Development Programme. This is an amazing thing happening at Wakefield College, and it's your baby, isn't it?
It is. So the Academy of Sporting Excellence is a sports academy basically that's set up and designed around your education. So it gives you the best possible chance to develop and continue to develop as an athlete whilst gaining a qualification, basically. So our academies are split into three. We've got the Rugby Development Programme, we've got the Football Development Programme, and we've also got the Athlete Development Programme as well. The rugby and football programs are very, very similar. You know, they're both open to males and females. So we've got a men's and a women's rugby and football team, and they're both run as close to a professional sports academy as possible. So what I mean by that is that, you know, you'll be studying in a full-time course, and built into your timetable will be your own personal coaching program that is tailored to your own personal competitive needs, basically. It may include technical and tactical sessions, strength and conditioning sessions, performance analysis, with additional access to things like physios and our sports therapists for injury prevention and rehab that you may need. On top of that as well, we've got the Athlete Development Programme, which is for individual athletes. So for you mixed martial artists, golfers, sprinters, etc. Again, you'll still receive the same provision and quality associated with the rugby and football programs. But we'll work with your coaches to ensure that your training program is more aligned with your program, in preparing you for your competition, so to speak. Just a little bit about kind of how we've done, how we measure the success. So we compete nationally in the English colleges, FA leagues, and the RFL Cat 3 Premier Division. So you really do get to test yourself against, the best the country has to offer, practically outside the professional game. We're currently the Rugby League National Champions, and I've been for the past 2 years. So the best Rugby League team in the country. And over the past few years...
Look at that smile on your face when you said that.
Obviously, it's all to do with me. And we've had a lot of students, by the way, Kershaw, James Batchelor, and this year Harry Buzz have gone on to gain professional contracts with the Wakefield Wildcats. And in fact, one of his girls, Alicia Rhodes, has also gained representative honours for England this year, being selected for the England Rugby League team. Football, we've had a lot of success this year as well. The season got curtailed, as with most of the things, that we were top of the table at the time. So again, the football, a little bit different, a bit harder to break into professional ranks in football, but, a lot of us lads do go on to play semi-professional football, and also go over to the States to take a scholarship on. So there's a lot of opportunity, basically, by taking part in the programme.
We're taking the title. I mean, if it was, if you were top, if you were top at the end of it, and we're just gonna, I'm gonna hereby declare that Wakefield College take the title. There you go, Steve.
If it's good enough for Celtic, it's good enough for us, eh?
Exactly. And just very quickly, of course, there are students who will have an interest in sport but aren't studying in that area. But there's lots to get involved in at Wakefield College as well for all students.
Yeah. There's bucket loads, Rich, to be fair. We've got a wonderful sports activator called Yaz. who looks after the social sport and activities in college, which is basically to, encourage and improve participation across college. And that's for anything and everything, basically. I mean, we've got 5-a-sides going on. We've got cricket, badminton, volleyball, netball, Zumba, anything really that you, the students, want to get involved in. If there's enough interest, then, Yaz will, do her utmost to make sure these events are kind of put on to get people active, and get to meet new people, so to speak. One of the main things, like last year with the netball, a few of the girls on the sports science course said they wanted to play netball, and they spoke to Yaz, and within 6 months, we've got a netball team playing through college, in their own league and stuff. So that's what it's all about, really, just, taking part in sport and being active alongside your studies.
Steve, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Pleasure,
and good to hear all about it. And one of the things that Steve was saying there as well, and you'll hear this from a lot of people if they haven't mentioned it today, is that whatever it is you're interested in, you want to do, there is as much of an attempt as possible at Wakefield College to shape things for you, for what you want to do, and that's one of the really main pluses as well. Let's continue. Whilst at college, you'll also be given the chance to take part in work experience, work with employers as well. This is a crucial area, and with more on that, I've got the curriculum development manager for construction, who is Kieron Shepherd. So Kieron's there waiting for us. Hey, Kieron, you're. Oh, this is great. We're having a kitchen off now. This is brilliant. We're on the kitchen number 2. Leave your comments below. Anything you'd like to see from the kitchen point of view. Kieron, let's get on to the important stuff. Placements, that's one of the big things that students look for and are an important thing to do. So what do students get to take part in?
Well, all of our full-time study programs are engaged with the relevant sector that they're in. Obviously, in construction, we need close links with local employers because the industry moves so quickly, it's easy to get left behind. So their lead helps us make sure that what we deliver is relevant and up to date to our learners. We try to ensure that we give learners a broad spectrum of work experience, not just the hands-on part of it. So we have things like guest speakers coming in to speak to learners about their experiences, what way they went through, where they started from, where they are now, and how learners can go on that journey themselves. We also undertake workplace visits, site visits, so our learners can get a feel of what actually goes on in a live workplace, what carries out, what we do. And that also leads to some of our learners taking on work experience as well, where they can go into the workplace for a period of time, work alongside the professionals that are doing the role that they're training to do. That helps to form links between what we're teaching them in college and how they're applied in workplace. And it gives them that realistic view of the job. I mean, it can work. In all fairness, it can work 2 ways. We get learners coming to us who are they know what they want to do, but have not yet experienced it yet. So that work placement can give them that experience that can either reinforce their belief that this is what they want to do, or in another positive way, can also highlight that it might not be what they want to do. And so they can make a decision about the future quite early.
It's sort of a two-way thing, really, as well. You working with employers, but they can also help from an employer point of view shape the kind of stuff that you're doing with projects and teaching and learning. It kind of works. There's a good synergy between the two, isn't there?
Yeah, we had 2 live projects going last year where our learners were tasked with designing a certain aspect of an ongoing project at Pontefract Park and Thorns Park in Wakefield, where the winning teams, once they've presented their work to the clients, their work is actually now being made part of those projects, so that it'll be a lasting legacy for those learners to be able to go and visit those places and say, I helped design that.
Well, it's great, I guess, as well, for people who are looking to the future and beyond just what the next couple of years is going to hold, but looking towards employment and those kind of things. The more of this, the more practical experience, the more you've got that one eye on what that next step is going to be, the better, really. And that's what this is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, any kind of sector engagement that the learners take place, whether it's work experience, whether it's being involved in a project, will all add to enhance the CVs when it comes to that important time for applying for jobs, which is what most of the learners are coming here to do, the training to become a professional out there in workplace.
Fantastic. Kieron, thank you. Mine's milk with 2 sugars. If you're heading towards the kettle, that'd be great. And cheers for joining us, Kieron. We'll speak soon. Thanks very much. So there you go. It is important to always be keeping an eye on the future, and this is what it's about. It's about shaping those next couple of years, shaping what's going to be coming up after that as well. And thanks to Kieron for joining us. So more coming up for you. But before we do that, we just wanted to mention that, of course, as you'd expect, Wakefield College has put in lots of measures in response to COVID-19, like all places have. Wakefield College is no exception. So we've got a small video here just to show you the kind of things to expect when you do come into college.
Hello, we can't wait to welcome you back to Wakefield College in September. So today I am here just to talk you through some of the measures that we've put in place to ensure your safety here at Wakefield College. We have a one-way system in place. It's signposted in yellow and black. This is our entrance here. So you'll see here, after you've come in the entrance, that you'll see we have a hand sanitizing station. You will find these throughout the college. So please do use these when entering and exiting the building, and make sure that you are washing your hands regularly. So once you have sanitized your hands, you can walk into our one-way system. So there will be places in college where there won't be a one-way system in place. So in those cases, we do expect you to adhere to the two-way traffic area and observe social distancing rules. So once you're in the sixth form centre, you'll see that you can go ahead to the one-way system, or you can go out to the exit. And as you'll be able to see, our classrooms have been set up to accommodate the social distancing rules that are in place, and they may look a little like this. So as you can see, we've been around our one-way system, and following the signs, we are now about to exit the sixth form centre. So we are now in our Beaumont building, and as you can see, we've got the same measures in place here as we do in our sixth form centre. So we have hand sanitising stations. We also have the social distancing rules written up on the yellow and black posters. And as you can see, we also have our one-way system in place here to make sure that you navigate safely through the building. Now, this is something that we have in place at all of our buildings across all of our campuses at Wakefield College.
So there you go. I don't think I've seen a room anywhere without hand sanitizer now, but it's all in place. It's all ready to go, and all for you once September comes around. A reminder, and it's worth reminding at the moment, for those of you who already signed up, good to go. Excellent stuff. If you're watching this at the moment, you're still to make your decision. It's not too late to apply. It's not too late to change your courses, to decide what you want to do, and all the details of how you do that are at the website. Wakefield.ac.uk is the place to go. Let's move on then. Anyone who's going to be studying maths and English, just those two fairly important subjects next year, well, our lecturer, Sophie Rodgers, can tell us a little bit more about what to expect. So Sophie's joining us now. Sophie.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? All right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Okay, let's talk English and maths. Who's going to be doing that, and how many hours a week? How does it break down? How do you make this work, especially with the changes we've seen in learning over the last few months?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's massive changes to come in maths and English, but good changes in things that we've worked really hard on. So our students will study 2 hours and 45 minutes each of English in maths per week. Any student that comes to us that doesn't have a grade 4 already in the subject will be studying maths and English. I know some people might be really nervous and quite anxious about getting back into maths and English after this massive break that we've had. But there's really no need at all. Our team are really prepared, they're really supportive and really approachable, and we're really ready to get on board with our online teaching. The majority of our lessons will be taught online, and staff have worked really, really hard on making sure that there's support available for students. There's a range of resources and lots of different things in place for assessments to keep students on track. In addition to this, we've just bought into a brilliant new programme called Century Tech, which allows us to give a diagnostic to students so we can see from kind of the get-go, if you like, where our students are, what the strengths are, where the areas are that they need to improve, and that'll allow us to kind of develop a really personalised programme for each student and to give them lots of independent work to do alongside our supported lessons. Our lessons are going to take a really different shape next year. We'll have an hour where you're kind of talking virtually to your tutor, and they're giving you guidance on the work that you're going to be doing in that session. And then you'll be given a lot of resources and tasks to complete in the second half of that lesson. Your tutors are always going to be on hand to drop them an email, to talk to you during the live sessions. So the support is exactly the same as we've had in previous years. It's just going to be a little bit differently in terms of we're all going to be virtual, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Do you know what? It wouldn't a few months ago, but now it does. It's one of those things, isn't it? And just thinking about that, for anyone watching right now who is a little bit nervous about getting back into the swing of things and how that's going to work, and things are differently, and maybe got used to that at the back end of the year, but you're now in a position really where we've understood the situation, and you're now able to put in place those things you talk about, so that once we get up and running, it's kind of no messing about. We know what we're doing. We can get on with this, and we can study in the most effective way.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's what we've spent this time doing. We've put a lot of time in since the course is finished up until now, getting things in place, having a really good practice, so we're kind of familiar with the systems that we're going to use and things. So yeah, it's quite exciting really, and I'm sure it'll be really beneficial to students.
I'd like to see some of the recordings of the practice. Did some of you pretend to be students and some of you pretend to be lecturers? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, we have tried that out, yeah.
Okay, great. That's unseen footage, never to be released to anyone, I suspect. But there you go. Okay, Sophie, that's great. Thank you for just clearing up how that's going to work and what it's going to be like come September. And you'll be looking to get back into it once those summer holidays are over.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to seeing everyone.
Great stuff. Sophie, thanks so much for that. Really appreciate it. We need to get hold of some sort of footage of what's been going on behind the scenes. I'm sure it'll be well worth a look. Now, there are some amazing residentials you can get involved in. And with more on that, we can speak to the Curriculum Development Manager for Public Services, who is Stuart Bloomfield. So Stu should be joining us. Stu.
Hi, Rich. All right.
I'm very good, thank you. You've gone for the decorative picture behind you. You've gone for that one today, I can see.
I have, yeah. I had my dog, but I've changed my dog, so I'm going for the pretty one now.
You're going for that instead. Okay, so just talk to us a little bit, because I mean, one of the main things, of course, is Duke of Edinburgh, which loads of people will want to get involved in and will want to know some more about as well, Stuart.
Yeah, I don't think that students recognise how valuable the Duke of Edinburgh scheme is. The Duke of Edinburgh scheme shows people's independence, it shows their resilience, it shows their initiative, and many, many other different things. As part of the public services programmes, all students, regardless of what level that they're on, will undertake different outdoor activities. And the activities that they take in help those students then to achieve either the bronze medal, the silver medal, although we don't go up to gold. Last year we had over 50 students who achieved Duke of Edinburgh bronze level as part of the public service programme, and we had, I think it was around about 12 who achieved their silver as well. So as part of the public services, where you're required to go on walks up one of the 3 peaks or walks up into the Dales and things like that, the level 2s and level 3s will do a week-long residential at the end of the year, and all the activities that are done in those particular residentials help build the credentials that you need to achieve your bronze and your silver.
Could be in a more fortunate position. You talk about places you can go and do those kind of things. The Yorkshire Dales. I mean, it's all on the doorstep, really, isn't it, Stuart?
It is, and we go on public transport. We don't provide, coaches and things like that, because it is all about students working to their own initiatives, and making your way there is part of the assessment that you do. The other things that we do in the public services department, like the outdoor activities and the week-long residentials where you go camping overnight and things like that, again, is building up that student's independence and building up those soft skills that every student can use, whether it's going on to university or going into employment. The communication skills, the team working skills and everything like that is all part of it. And it is important to say as well that the Duke of Edinburgh is not just exclusive to public services. Any student in Wakefield College can do the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, and we have a fantastic enrichment team who help any student if they want to take part.
I guess this is part of the kind of theme a lot of people have been saying today, and if you're watching this, you know, it's about those next 2 years, but it's also about forming yourself as a person, about how that's going to lead, how that's going to benefit you when you go into the next stage of your life, not just this next exciting stage, but what's coming after that. And all these things just help to, they look good on your CV, let's call a spade, but they also just help you as a person, don't they? They help find who you want to be and what you want to do. Absolutely,
because that's what college is for. College is about growing up. College is about turning you from that young adult into a mature adult. And all the things that you do as part of college, they're the things that help form who you are. And they're the things that you can take into the workplace. Like you said, it could be going into the particular area that you're studying, or it could be going elsewhere. It could be going into a totally different, employment field. It can be going on to university, because you still need that resilience and that independence as you go into university and study there. So everything that you do as part of the programme will be valuable to you in some way. Whether you see it or not, it will be valuable in some way.
Fantastic. Stuart, thanks for that. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
We will speak soon. It's a bit of a weird concept, I guess, in some ways, coming back in September with everything that's been going on. But there is a heck of a lot of support in place at the college. And this is a really important thing we want to mention and we want you to know about as well. So let's just speak to our curriculum development manager for animal care, who is Sally Thompson, who can just tell us a little bit more about the support available. Because, hey, Sally, you all right?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. This has been a really strange time for everyone. And there'll be people watching who are going to need support coming back in September, going to be going into a new environment, doing something new, might be nervous about it, naturally, anxious about coming back. There's loads on hand, isn't there? And you can just tell us a bit about that support that's in place, ready to go.
Yeah, obviously the college closed sort of quite suddenly. It was quite hard for a lot of the students to actually cope with that transition. But throughout the time the college has been closed, they've had support from the curriculum teams, but also from the staff in Student Central. So Student Central is a one-stop shop, if you like, for anything to help with the students, from careers to financial difficulties, but particularly for more nervous students or others that are just going through that process of growing up. There's the youth workers and the counselling team, and they're really good at providing support. The curriculum teams work really closely with Student Central to allow that support, and we're really experienced. As a college, we really got a reputation for being a caring college, and we'd like to put the students' needs first, which helps. And try and get the best out of them and support them in what they need, really.
For those students who will be hoping and requiring some mental health support coming back in September, or maybe over their course of the time that they're at Wakefield College, there's plenty in place for that as well, because that's something I know you've noticed. It has been an increasing thing over the, I don't want to say how many years.
Yeah.
You've been
a lot of years.
Wouldn't dream of doing that, absolutely. But it's a serious thing, and the support is in place. And that's something you've been working on as a team, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, whilst college has been closed, as well as the curriculum team keeping in contact with the students, we've highlighted to the youth workers and the student intervention officer, and they've been contacted directly, so that all the team's been working with the students to make sure they're all right. And obviously, as you say, the incidence of severe anxiety, and you just feel for these students, it's terrible, and mental health issues really increased. But they've got the listening ears. The youth workers are fantastic. They organise other events like Pets as Therapy come in, so they bring dogs in for the students to work with, and also just informal chats in the refectory, so they're available, as well as sort of one-to-one work. And then the more serious students, we've got a counselling service as well, and it's all private, so you know they don't need to share the information, and sometimes they just need someone else to talk to, you know, when they're going through it's growing up. And we've got a lot of experience. There's a lot of experience within the college dealing with the students and, you know, having empathy for what they're going through, and we want them to be happy and confident about coming in, and hopefully we make them all feel comfortable. I mean, in my particular area, we have a lot of students that say they prefer animals to people.
Right, okay.
So we try to sort of wean them off that a bit, really. But
yeah, well, it is just worth saying it's an obvious thing to say, really, but it's not necessarily always the easiest thing to do. But, you know, if you need support, ask for it. The support is there. Ask, speak up, ask, let the team support you in whatever it is you need support with.
And obviously, also, they'll signpost to other organisations that help. Oh, and my other area is horticulture, and that's really good for mental health as well. So.
You just wanted to get that one in at the end there, didn't you? Okay.
My horticulture lecturer does fantastic work, and it's a really great course for students that like to be outside, which is, again, great for your mental well-being.
Not in this weather. I don't know what it's doing outside your window at the moment, but okay. Sally, thank you so much for giving us a little overview there. We'll speak soon. Take care. So there you go, Sally, with just a little bit of information. Of course, it is a time anyway of transition, but with everything going on as well at the moment, and you're never really quite sure what's around the corner, there is a big support team there for you at Wakefield College. So some of you will be joining us to come to college in September to do A-levels. And if that's you, we can find out a little bit more right now with our head of A-levels, who is Richard Collins. So let's bring Richard in. Hiya.
Hi, Rich.
You okay?
Hiya. Yes, I'm just beginning to wish I'd have sat in my kitchen rather than bedroom.
Well, it's still glamorous in its own way, Richard, just not
looks
quite
like a cell.
Not quite as exciting, but it's not, we can assure you. Okay, talk to us a little bit about A-levels. We mentioned it before. It's so obvious, but it is the end of last year.
Yeah.
Strange. Start of next year is going to be strange. That's how it is at the moment. So how have you adapted? What's that transition going to look like?
Okay. Yes, no, it will be strange. It'll be a bit odd. Normally this time of year, we've got students that come to us in September who've sat their GCSEs and have got a good understanding and experience of what A-level exams might be like. Obviously now we're going to have a lot of students coming to us in September who've never experienced that. So one of our challenges is to get you ready for that, which there's a number of things that we're doing. There's lots and lots of activities already on the website that students can have a go at that will give them some idea of what A-level standard work is like. When you do join us in September, we'll be spending the first couple of months really doing what we call diagnostic testing. That's lots of different methods of testing you, some of which you won't actually realise you're being tested at all. And that's so we know the kind of student you are, what you're good at, what you're not so good at, and we can then build our lesson plans around that so you get the best possible start in September.
It's been such an unusual time for everybody, of course. One thing that I would say, and I know that you know this a lot, being in the environment you're in, is that from an A-level point of view, it's a really great community of students. It was one of the first things I noticed when I came in. One of our podcasts we did with some A-level students a while back, and a real sense of friendship and camaraderie, and you know, in terms of class sizes, it's not too overbearing. It's a good and really nice, welcoming setup, isn't it, that you've got?
It is. I mean, we're not a massive sixth form. Our first year intake this year will be around 150 students. So class sizes are on average about between 15 and 20 students. So you'll get to know your fellow students really, really well. Many of your students will choose similar A-levels to the ones you're interested in. So you'll see the same faces as you go through your different classes. You won't have lessons all the time. There's quite a bit of time for independent study and mixing and spending time with your fellow students. So you're absolutely right, that camaraderie grows. Staff and students are on first name terms, so we will get to know all of our learners really, really well. You'll also, as a new student, you'll be assigned a pastoral tutor who will be one of your core tutors probably. So they will get to know you really well. They're there for help and support, and they're there to pick you up when you're feeling a bit down and give you that guidance, as well as keep you on track in terms of your studies.
And you must be just like all the other lecturers and teachers and heads of departments, just chomping at the bit to get back into doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice but very bizarre working from home. All our lecturers have been working from home over the last few months doing online lessons, but we all missed the classroom. That's why we came into it. That's what we're enthusiastic about. And yeah, can't wait September in whatever shape or form. Yes, there will be some social distancing going on, but the important thing for us is to get as many students into the classroom, get your lessons started and get settled down, then we can crack on with A-levels.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you to get on for all the preparation you've got to do. No summer holidays for you, absolutely not.
No, timetabling.
Absolutely.
Okay,
great speaking to you. Thank you so much. Well, there were loads of staff who wanted to say hello, they wanted to speak to you today, and they wanted to talk to you about Wakefield College. We couldn't invite and involve them all, but a few of them did want to give a reason or two why you might want to come to Wakefield College.
Come to Wakefield College because you're humans, not robots, and we have great student support services here.
Because we have committed and talented teachers in the A-level department who know how to bring out the best in you.
Because we deliver the Duke of Edinburgh Award and offer lots of volunteering opportunities to help you secure a job in your future.
Because we offer industry standard training by individuals who have worked within the industry or are currently still working within the industry.
Because our meaningful work placements better prepare our learners for their future careers.
Because we deliver lots of different sports and physical activities that you can get involved in, such as Zumba, badminton, football, and lots more.
There you go. They were that committed to making a little video for you that they were happy to sacrifice a broken camera in the process of doing it. So just a few more of the people and the faces you might see at Wakefield College, which kind of brings to an end today's virtual welcome event for you. And just a reminder, if you are joining in September, we are very, very much looking forward to seeing you. If you haven't made that decision yet, you're not sure quite which way you're going to go, well, hopefully this has shown you that Wakefield College is maybe the place to be for your academic learning over the next couple of years. There is a dedicated page at wakefield.ac.uk/virtual-wakefield-event where you can go back and watch anything. If there was a part that was specific to you didn't catch it all, you want to watch it again, you can go and do that. And if you haven't already, this is a kind of important one, please don't forget to confirm your place by going to wakefield.ac.uk/app-decision. That's kind of an important place to go to make sure that it's all set up and running for you come September. And if you still haven't applied, it's not too late to join. Wakefield.ac.uk, that's the place to go. All the course information, those virtual tours that we started to show you as well, where you can click on those little green dots and really take a look around and have a bit of a nosy at the campuses. That is the place to go for that as well. And if you want to take a note of this number, I know it's running down the screen as well, but worth getting. It is all on the website, but let me give it to you anyway. 01924 789 111. That's 01924 789 111 is the number you can ring. You can leave any comments below from today's event, and the team will get back to you with as many answers as they possibly can. Thank you for joining us. Been a bit of a strange one this year, but we hope you've enjoyed the last hour or so, and it's given you a flavour of what's to come at Wakefield College. Keep well, keep safe, and we'll hopefully see you down at college very soon. Thanks.